friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, and if you are new around here, we do a butt ton of beauty related content, mainly makeup tutorials, which is what you're about to see. Today's makeup tutorial is how I achieve this everyday kind of smoky nude look. I use two brushes, I use two eyeshadows and an eyeliner. It's pretty simple and I really like it, and I think it's really good for everyday wear. Very easy to take up a notch if you wanted to wear this to work and then go out, I guess, for drinks or dinner afterwards. Just, you know, a couple of steps and you would have more of a nighttime ready. Obviously lip is interchangeable however you like it, but this is just my kind of everyday go-to. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to know how to get this look, then please keep watching. Starting off the look with the MAC eye base, and I'm sticking a teeny tiny little bit of that all over my lid. Also going to run that underneath my eye as well, because we were putting shadow there too. While I'm here, I'm just going to set my eyebrows in place. I'm just going to use the MAC brow gel. Off the eye look, I'm actually going to go in with a eyelining pencil. This is the Glide or Die Black in the gel pencil eyeliner. This is from MAC. You can use any kind of pencil as long as it's smudgy. Now this one sets quite quickly, so it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but I think I like this a little bit better. But just make sure you're using a pencil that can smudge quite easily. One that dries down would be preferable so that you have that stay power, but we're going to set it with eyeshadow anyway. So with the pencil, I'm going on the outer corner, and before that sets, I'm taking a small pencil brush and just fluffing that out a little bit. And it's at this point I'm going to start to bring it up. Then I'm going to go back in with the pencil and start going over where we brought it up and just a little bit into the crease area. Something like that, just a rough base. Next I'm going to go in with a nude palette. This is the Connect in Color Unfiltered Nudes. And I'm going to take the dark matte brown in this palette. So I'm taking this brush here. This is from Cosmetica. It doesn't have a name, but it's just a small, fluffy eyeshadow brush. It's kind of a in between packing and a blending, and it's more flat than rounded at the barrel of the brush. What I'm doing is packing that on over the top of the black eyeliner. And of course you can do this with any kind of coloured eyeliner. A brown would be really nice for more day-to-day wear. You could even do this technique with colour. It's totally up to you. This is a very versatile way of packing on dimension on the lid. But pretty much what I'm doing is packing and blending. And where the liner didn't go, I'm kind of pulling the eyeshadow across a little bit more so that it's more blended. I'm going to start working on the crease. So I obviously want the most colour in that outer V area, so I'm using the brush to my advantage, and I'm using that point to push it right in, and then I'm going to start blending. Like I always do, I'm blending probably a little bit lower than what's needed because I will go in and clean up towards the end. And at this point there shouldn't be much shadow left on the brush, so you can go in a little bit higher and start blending that and transitioning it into the bare skin. So it's pretty much at this point where you can either leave it or go back in with your liner and do a bit of a layering. So that is what I'm going to do because I do want my lash line to be really intense in that outer corner area. And I want to build up the thickness of the colour just a little bit here. I'm going to go back in with the pencil brush that I used originally to smudge. I'm just using short strokes to manoeuvre that around before it sets, because it does set quite quickly. Then I'm going to swap back brushes and go back into that brown eyeshadow. and repeat the process. Tapping over the black and then blending. So it's at this point I'm going to go back in with my eyeliner and I'm going to tightline the top lashes. I always do this step before I move on to the lower lash line and before I clean up, because it always tickles just enough to make my eyes water. And from here I'm going to go in and line my waterline on the lower lash line. I'm going to take the brush that we used to smudge and just kind of smudge it down mainly on the outer lash line because I want it to connect up with the blending that we have on the top lid. And I'm going to give that a minute to set, otherwise it starts to pull on the skin. I'm going to switch back to the brush we've been using for the brown eyeshadow. And same steps. Push that in first and then blend it. Now it's at this point you can go in and clean up, so I'm just going to take a wipe. And all I really want to do is just tidy it up and sharpen that outer corner. So now what I'm going to do is take some mascara. I am going to just put this on my lower lashes. I'm not going to put anything on my top lashes. And then I'm going to go in and put some falsies on. So I'm going to use the MAC lash in the 88 Stunner style, and I'll be back. Now that we have lashes on, I know it's a little bit backwards, but the next thing that I did, it's the final step for this eye look, is I went in with this eyeshadow here. It's kind of like a platinum. It's really, really gorgeous. I'm just using my finger like this, and I'm just tapping it on the open space of the lid where there's no shadow. It's just enough to lighten and brighten without making it look massively different. We're not going for a cut crease, we're going for an everyday Smokey. Well, this is my version of it anyway. And that is it for the eye, so let's move on to the face. Alright, so I've already cleaned up any of the fallout on my skin, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of moisturizer. I'm going to take the balm. Normally I would put serumizer on as well, but with the heat today and the way that it reacts on my skin and what I'm going to be putting on, I think just the balm will be alright. I'm going to take a primer. This is the MAC Studio Fix Matte Fine, I think. Matty Fine. It's an oil control primer, and I'm just warming it up in my fingers, and I'm really just putting that in my T-zone where my glasses sit and where I get the oiliest, which is the center of my face and a bit under my eyes. I'm going to go in with a bit of concealer underneath my eyes because they are quite dark. They're not dark, but they're dark. And I wear glasses, so I want to make sure that any shadows that I have from my skin and my dark circles are gone. So I'm going to go in with a bit of a corrector. This is my matte concealer, and I'm going to take the peachy shade. I'm just going to take it on my ring finger. This is my own personal one, so I don't take it out onto a palette or anything. And I'm just going to warm the product up in between my fingers. And then I'm just going to tap it in on the bags. Because there's some there. There's always some there. I'm also going to take a mixture of the top two. They are the shades that I use when I'm covering blemishes. You can use a brush for this. Like I said, it's my personal one. So right now, because I am in a little bit of a hurry, I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to cover up some of these annoying things on my face. They always pop up in the most inconvenient places, like right next to your eyebrow. Like, tell me why. That'll do. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a bit of Fix Plus. Normally I would go in with a full underpaint, but today I just want something easy, breathable, nothing too crazy, so I am going to go for more of a matte finish skin. So to do that, I'm just going to use some powders, but I'm going to use my foundation first, and I'm not going to worry about underpainting today. I just don't feel like it. I'm going to use Studio Fix. And for my foundation brush, I'm using the MCO Beauty. This is the Pro Foundation and Buffing Brush. Do a good layer of that everywhere. Now that I've got that on, I'm going to go in with a bit of cream blush. This is from MAC. This is called So Natural. I'm going to get that on my brush. And I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of Ginger Luck. I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of bronzer, and if I can open it, I'll show you. I'm just going to take a bit of Gimme Sun, and the brush I'm using is from Lavish, and it's their powder brush. I'm just going to go over those creams. I don't really want a lot. Then I'm going to take a bit of a powder blush. This is Power to You, on that same brush. Just reinforcing that on top of the bronzer. So next I'm going to go in with this little gold palette. This is the Sculpt and Glow Duo, and I'm going to take the Sculpt shade. This is Omega Sheer Tone Blush, and I'm just going to put that just on the outer corner there, in my ears, just for a slight bit of contour, not a lot. A little bit of that under my jaw too, just to help. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the highlighter. I'm just going to put it there. Just an itty bitty little bit. And what I normally do is just take a little bit underneath the brow just to pull the eyes and the face in together. Then the last thing I'm going to do is set everything in place. I'm going to go in with, this is the Studio Fix Lavender Powder, the Pro Set and Blur. This packaging is from the Luxe Luck collection, but I do believe it is a part of their standard collection. So I'm going to take that on a big brush and push it in, tap it off, and really push it into my skin. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do is take a spritz of Fix Plus, let all that melt together while I do my lips, and then we'll set everything in place. So I'm just going to go find my lip color and I'll be back. Okay, so I've had lip balm on this whole time, so I'm just going to take that off. My lips have been so dry. I'm just going to take a brush that I used and just powder my lips down. So I've settled on a bit of a nude, so we're going to go with Greige and Double Shot. So I'm going to first go with Greige, but I'm just going to quickly sharpen that. So I'm going to go in with Double Shot. I'm not sure if this is, did it come back? I'm not sure. This came out last year with the Bring Back collection, but I'm not sure if it came out with the nude release. I'm going to go back in with my Greige. Alright, so your final step is to set everything in place. I'm going to use the Stay Over Fix Plus. Alrighty guys, that is it for this makeup tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed. Please let me know if there's anything that you would like to see down in the comment section, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video.